show.
2K Sports, I'm Ernie Johnson. Interesting, but these two gentlemen have always captured our info. Oh, Kenny.
Hey, how are you?
Hello, Shaq. Cavaliers going up against the Indiana Pacers. Checking out the Pacers, they split the season series.
We've got basketball action at Quicken Loans Arena in downtown Cleveland, Ohio. The home of the Cavaliers, live on 2K Sports. Well, it was the Indiana Pacers in their last game, a loss to Miami. And boy, they really got humiliated at home. They got flat out dominated in that game, guys.
And hard to say whether it was the game plan defensively that let them down or just the inability to really bring the... fire on that side of the ball.
And, guys, it was a bit befuddling to me as to why they stuck with it. I mean, they dug themselves a hole and couldn't find the tweaks they needed to get out of it.
Here's the starting group for the Indiana Pacers. Hill is out there with Ellis. Then it's Paul George. Then there's Allen. And it's Mahimi in at the 5, roaming the paint.
And I'll bet that's what they talked about before the game. You know, getting the ball inside early.
And it worked to perfection, Clark, on that possession. We'll see how that plays out in terms of being a big part of their game plan. And guys, the first year for David Blatt, he was second-guessed at every turn. And that happens when you are picked to make the finals, but also when you coach LeBron James.
So it's the Cavaliers now. 4-point game coming off that loss against Philadelphia.
Yeah, and the second chance points, guys, mean a lot over the course of a game, and they just had so few opportunities, and I think that was their Achilles heel.
Yeah, I agree. Hard to win games when every offensive possession is one shot, then a jog back the other way to play defense.
And for Black, Greg, everyone did wonder if he would be the right fit early. As the season wore on and the Cavs got tougher, those questions, Clark, went away.
Yeah, and I think most people forget that he's an iconic coaching legend overseas.
Good point, yeah.
So coaching is coaching. Sure, it's not the NBA, but this guy brought a pedigree and resume that was quite substantial.
Here's Williams. Paul George making his last shot. A quick shot there, and it's off target. And stolen by James from three-point range. Shumpert's got himself on the board with 3 there.
He can be a weapon if he gets going early from long range.
Out of bounds, Cleveland will take possession.
I'll tell you what, that's just a major unforced error right there, guys. My goodness.
Smith checked in for LeBron. Just around a minute and a half into the first quarter. Williams gets the bucket.
Well, Merry Christmas. I mean, that was a freebie.
For Indiana, they've gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Moments ago, our Doris Burke had a chance to catch up with the coach, Frank Vogel. Doris?
Team rebounding is something he stressed to his side, and rightfully so when you face a player that gobbles up the glass like Kevin Love. He told me that Love rebounds at an unreal rate, and his side can't take any mental breaks when it comes to boxing out on the defensive end. Love's numbers validate that fear, guys.
Thanks again, Doris. And so it's Indiana with it, following the score by Cleveland. And there's a whistle that goes on Iman Shumpert. That's his first foul. A different look now for Cleveland. Tristan Thompson, he's checked in for Mozgov. Jefferson comes in for Shumpert, and it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Mo Williams. The shot by George, wide open. And once again off the mark by Indiana.
You know, no doubt last year a bit of a loss for Paul George. I mean, had to sit out most of it after that gruesome leg injury in the Team USA scrimmage.
Now here is Hill. He had a 21-point outing in their last game against Miami. Mahimi kicks to Hill. Out of bounds. Cleveland will take possession.
Well, that's inexcusable to throw a pass that far off the mark.
Anderson Varejão's checked in for the Cavaliers. The Cavaliers have gotten 4 of 6 field goal attempts to drop in the first quarter. Got that one up quick. Smith's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Pacers trail by 6. Hill dishes to Ellis. Stripped it away. About 3 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Dellavedova kicks to Jefferson. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Dellavedova. Jefferson's got his first 2 points. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the Cavaliers.
And it's been about their defense. They're playing with a frenetic pace, putting a lot of pressure on the ball handlers and forcing turnovers.
You know, another back vert and score off turnover.
And it really starting to look like they're going to have one of those days where nothing goes wrong.
Well, Greg, they certainly haven't done anything wrong so far, stretching the lead into double digits already.
Well, you go back last season, the Cavs had a very slow start to the year. Not surprising. They had a lot of new faces and people they're bringing together. Clark, it didn't look like the powerhouse they would end up being as a result.
Well, you know, they were kind of fumbling and bumbling around in the 5th and 6th spots in the East for the first half of the season. Made some changes, though, through trade, and that got them going, I think.
Out of bounds, Cleveland takes possession.
And check out the numbers for Monte Ellis. Last season's performance for him. Last season put up about 19 points per, 4 assists, and 2 rebounds. So much of what this team does revolves around his offense.
Well, his mindset allows him to stack those points up. He wants to carry the load, and clearly he does.
Here's Dellavedova. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Nice concentration to hit the double clutch layup.
And those midseason trades for the Cavs really turned things around. Mozgov came in, J.R. Smith and Shumpert secured that 2 spot, gave this team an incredible edge defensively.
The shot by Mahimi, no good.
Not the best shot right there with a good defender draped all over you.
I agree with you. I mean, not the shot they were hoping for, but he can really cause problems with his defense.
And a huge lead here early to start.
Boy, you know, right from the tip, there's not anything they haven't done well so far. Yeah, and, you know, they built the roster to how they played best midseason. I mean, it was a great job, I think, by the front office to get the players that fit best into the locker room and into the team style of play.
LeBron's checked in for Cleveland. Williams comes in for Matthew Dellavedova. Rodney Stuckey's checked in for Indiana.
Are you sensing or feeling a theme here, fellas? I mean, they're taking it straight to the bucket every time down.
And why change? I mean, that's 8 straight points in the paint, and they have now turned this into a physical. physical game.
You know, one of the more impressive things that we know about LeBron James is that he is one of the great leaders in the NBA. His voice carries a lot of weight, and he hasn't been shy about raising his voice on social issues either. Good to see.
And speaking of LeBron's leadership, trying to will this Cavs team to a title, one of his greatest challenges.
And Kevin, the expectations are just so high. He may have had less talent around him in his first stint in Cleveland, but after winning titles in Miami, anything less seems like a step backwards. You know, it was a bit of a roller coaster year for Mo Williams. I mean, he had that 50-point breakout game, but then later traded away to the Hornets.
Timeout called the Pacers. Well, and of course, Mo Williams, Clark, shipped to the Hornets for their playoff push and helped out there.
I thought overall, Kevin, Mo had a really strong year given his age. Probably his most productive season since his early 20s.
And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Hill.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
We've got 1:23 left here in the first quarter. And here's LeBron outside. Good, and it's Williams who picks up the assist. Williams has got 3 assists in the game. Now Hill still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him.
No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this quarter.
The shot's good from LeBron.
And chalk up a few more points for him there. This has been a one-sided game in just about every area.
Absolutely. I echo that sentiment. Their offense, their defense, I mean, it's all been terrific.
They double him with James. Here's George. And the shot falls short this time.
He's been wayward and just off on about everything he's put up in this period.
And another 3 for Cleveland.
That's a dozen straight points coming off the triple.
Yeah, Greg, you know, they're having free reign from beyond the arc. The defense is just not there.
Good.
And the defense is in disbelief here. Triple after triple.
When that happens, you simply just hope they start cooling off.
3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Taken away by Williams. And Thompson kicks to Smith. It's Varejao, high post. Kicks it out to James. Lets it go. Again, the Cavaliers score.
It's taken them no time to build this lead up. Great first quarter off.